Morning, folks. Morning. I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. We are here this morning, another morning. Thank the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Amen. It's good to be here. And if you are just now tuning in for the first time, thank you for tuning into the show. We cover biker news through the week. And of course, we have often a MC protocol channel too. And we will cover some protocol stuff this week. And then, of course, we have the Black Dragon Roundtable on Sundays. Man, just something for you every day. Legend Eternal. I did what you asked. Did I? Are you not satisfied? Are you not entertained? I put the picture up. I put a landing up, and there was a pre-thing for you guys to get notified and stuff. And I still don't have any more people on than I do normally. But we worked hard to entertain Legend Eternal. So there we go. Let's see. Mad Dog, where are you located? Or are you talking? You talking to my club brother, Mad Dog? Is he on here? Anyway, getting into it this morning, as you guys might well know, this guy Zhukovskyy. What's his name? Volodymyr Zhukovskyy. We are now, I guess, about a week out of his exoneration from all of his charges. And I was just doing a search on the name Volodymyr Zhukovskyy on Twitter, and I can tell you that people are just incredibly pissed off. One lady on Twitter said, the Banana Republic. What did she say? Something about the Banana Republic of American justice. We are now a Banana Republic, she says, because this man was acquitted. And if you go over here, we're gonna go over it because we can go over here. We're in the studio now. We're not out on the road in the Dragon Wagon. We're in the studio. And if you just do a search on his name, well, hey, look, I come up at the top. Wow. But man, people are just outraged at what has happened with this man. And in that there, it seems like the overwhelming idea was that he should have been found guilty, and no one can believe that he was found not guilty of the charges against him when his car crashed into and killed 7 people from the Jarhead MC. Of course, those being former Marines. And one of the reasons why this is such a huge story, because same thing happened to my club brothers and sisters, and it wasn't covered at all, hardly. The only place you heard from it was us here on this channel. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't hear about it at all. So lots of motorcycle clubs get run over every year, I found, but few get reported on. Certainly not to the level of this. And hundreds of thousands of dollars was donated, and this was just an international story, and it had a lot of moving pieces to it. A lot of people lost their jobs over this story. A whole company lost its business. The trucking company is no longer, as I understand it. A lot happened because of this young man and the inability, it seems, of the judicial system to stop him from getting on a path that put him in direct conflict with these people that he ran over. Someone said Hollywood didn't cover this story out of respect for me. We will do that for each other. I did. I wasn't aware that he didn't cover the story, but we absolutely do that for each other. We don't step on each other's stories sometimes. So if he looks out and saw that I did that story, or if I look out and see that he did a story, a lot of times you won't see it on my channel because he's covering it. So we've been working long together, despite all the hell I get. Why do you like Hollywood or whatever? Hollywood takes care of me. And that as you can see, and always has, some of these guys that you guys will never know, Big Cell, Hollywood, Dibber, even Danny D'Lo, have looked out after me. But this guy was on a path, a conflict, a path. This is like a Dante's Inferno or something. This guy was on a path that ended him up where he ended up, with all these people dead. Whether the wreck was directly his fault or not, the jury said it was not. Another guy has taken a lot of the blame. I suppose was it the president? It was the name escapes me, and the position, I think it might have been the president, who they said, who the defense said was drunk, and he had a blood alcohol level that was horrible, several times past the legal limit, and they say he lost control of his motorcycle and skidded out in front of of Zhukovskyy and caused wreck. And obviously the jury believes some part of that. But there was a long road of guilty that led to the not guilty verdict. There was a whole lot going on in this man's background, lengthy criminal background. And that's the part that's so hard to get past for so many people. The part that you can be so guilty of so many things that put you in a direct path to lead to the tragedy that you in which you were involved. That most people would say you were directly the cause of it. And it's because of our jury system and our system of we have a very decent country if everything is working correctly. And we sometimes get mad when people from outside of the country or people from somewhere else come and take advantage of the things that we hold dear. Part of the reason people are so pissed off at him is that, you know, he came as an immigrant to our country and abused the hell out of our system. You would think that when people would come over here and migrate here and we give you an opportunity, bring us your huddled masses. What does it go? Bring us your downtrodden poor. I forget what's on the Statue of Liberty. Of course, we didn't create the Statue of Liberty, but bring us your tired. Is that what it is? Here it is. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. We didn't write that, but it seems to be, you know, on our Statue of Liberty. It's ours now. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, you know, as you've traveled across the sea, tempests, you get tossed. Send me the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. This country's greatness and true genius lies in its diversity. We expect that when you get here, your ass will figure out how to act right, how not to take our kindness, our laws, our generosity for weakness. And that's one of the reasons that people are so pissed off at what's going on. Now, my baby sister just logged on. You don't log on with what the mess, Lori. You will be barred and banned, blood sister or not. We don't take that over here. I'm not going to have my baby sister looking over my shoulder. Go home. Sorry. I digress. We had some family issues that we had to take care of just then. But people get so angry at what this man has done. What this person has done with our laws that have gone to help him. And I got to tell you, I'm terrified of this because my club's got to face it. My club has to face this. And we had to bury brothers from somebody else that from all accounts, was inebriated behind the wheel, driving at way over the speed limit the wrong way down the highway and took out an entire pack of my brothers and sisters. So what are we going to do when a sympathetic jury finds that person not guilty? Because we're damn sure dead. What are you not guilty of? Because we're dead as hell. But we need to look at what led this man there. Is an infuriating glance at a legal system that is powerless. So many times this guy could have been stopped. And he seemed to not give a damn as he descended into chaos, as we can look back before our very eyes, before his own very eyes, and he would do nothing to stop it. Now he's in a beautiful suit. He's beautiful. Look at him. Looks like Perry Mason or somebody. Got his hair all cut, his glasses on. He's all cleaned up and looking right. But that's not the man that killed those folks. That guy was a disheveled wreck. On a path of destruction that did not end until 7 people were burned, and I know what it looks like. If you ain't never seen nothing like that, if you ain't never had your brothers and sisters killed like that, you ain't got no effing idea. If you ain't had to look somebody's children in the face, if you haven't had to have somebody's daughter angry at you, you brought those people into the club. If you ain't never had to do that, you will never understand the impassionate rage you would have to watch somebody like that walk free while they blame your president. I can't imagine what they're going through. I hope that we don't have to feel it like they did. I hope we're not sitting there while some jury says, well, you're not guilty, even though everything you did led you to that moment. And that's the fairness of our system, and maybe the flaw in it, that you're only judged for the most part by your action on that particular day. Now, you can get previous bad acts and stuff like that called in. Ask poor R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. But that's typically, the exception, not the rule. When we look at this timeline, we find it just almost, we find it unbelievable. So I found the Volodymyr Zhukovskyy timeline. the round-off motorcycle crash suspect's driving history, how the case evolved. This is crazy. So we'll start here. Let me see.
Zhukovskyy guilty of the crime of manslaughter and recklessly causing the death of Joanne Kaur as charged in the...
We'll start here at the end. Here at the end, where he is found not guilty. We'll start here. And I can imagine the relief in his face. I can imagine finding out that I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in jail, no matter what you guys do to me, no matter what. I am not going to spend the rest of my life in jail for these things that I know I did. So we'll start here. Let's start here.
Indictment identified with charge ID 1842262C or not guilty. Not guilty. You say, Madam Chairperson, the defendant is not guilty. Right. So say you all, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes.
How say you, Madam Chairperson, is the defendant Volodymyr Zhukovskyy guilty of the crime of manslaughter and recklessly causing the death of Michael Barazi as charged in the indictment identified with charge ID 1842266C or not guilty? Not guilty. You say, Madam Chairperson, the defendant is not guilty. Correct. So say you all, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes.
How say you, Madam Chairperson, is the defendant Volodymyr Zhukovskyy guilty of the crime of manslaughter and recklessly causing the death of Albert Maza as charged in the indictment identified with charge ID 1842267C or not guilty? Not guilty. So say you, Madam Chairperson, the defendant is not guilty.
Correct.
So say you all, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes.
How say you, Madam Chairperson, is the defendant Volodymyr Zhukovskyy guilty of the crime of manslaughter and recklessly causing the death of Daniel Pereira as charged in the indictment identified with charge ID 1842272C or not guilty? Not guilty. You say, Madam Chairperson, the defendant is not guilty.
Correct.
So say you all, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes.
How say you, Madam Chairperson, is the defendant Volodymyr Zhukovskyy guilty of the crime of manslaughter and recklessly causing the death of Desna Oaks as charged in the indictment identified with charge ID 1842274C or not guilty? Not guilty. You say, Madam Chairperson, the defendant is not guilty.
Correct.
So say you all, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes.
How say you, Madam Chairperson, is the defendant Volodymyr Zhukovskyy guilty of the crime of manslaughter and recklessly causing the death of Aaron Perry as charged in the indictment identified with charge ID 1842279C or not guilty? Not guilty. You say not guilty, Madam Chairperson?
Correct.
So say you all, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes.
How say you, Madam Chairperson, is the defendant Volodymyr Zhukovskyy guilty of the crime of negligent homicide in negligently causing the death of Edward Kaur as charged in the indictment identified with charge ID 18.
So as you can imagine, as it went, the not guilty pleas were read. And so as our country goes, he's not guilty. He's not guilty of that. And time moves on. But dang, there was a whole lot that happened to get us to that point. And I think that's the part that makes everyone so mad. In disbelief, if you will. We'll start with, I guess, 2012. The following is a year-by-year timeline of the driving history and case evolution of the Volodymyr Zhukovskyy trial. That the man charged with 7 counts of negligent homicide in connection with the crash that killed 7 motorcyclists. Let's start here with 2012. And we're going to do that in just a second. It seems that my dog has decided that he has to go out right this second. Give me a second here, guys. I'm going to run to a commercial real quick, and then we'll get right back to it. Give me just a second. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book. Okay, here, let's check this out real quick. You know, I've been talking about my hero soap. I wanted to show you guys. Here's my empty bag of my hero soap. I actually use this stuff. I'm going to do a commercial with me in the shower. You guys will like that, won't you? Won't you guys like seeing me in the shower? I'm going to have a model with me. You know, some sort of maybe 2 or 3 models around me. I don't know if you guys remember the commercials that used to have Joe Namath in them. Great balls of comfort with Noxzema. You remember those commercials? Are you guys old enough for that? Where he had these models around and he's in the shower and he's got this Noxzema cream. Yeah, so I'm gonna do me some. You guys want to see me naked, right? So anyway, this Hero Soap Company, I use this stuff. They sent it to me. I used it, and it's awesome stuff. And what I like about it, and you know, I'll just be kind of cool with this, is that it's manly. It smells good. They got all kinds of soaps. They've got lavender and all these kind of manly smells. Peppermint tea tree, peppermint cool, spearmint. The woods. They have body washes now, which is new for them. They didn't have the body washes when they first contacted me, but they got them now. What I like about these folks is that they give a percentage of their sales back to charities that are focused on helping veterans and first responders. So that's, they say, we want to thank you for helping us support our veterans. So if you, and first responders, so if you buy some of this soap, they're going to send, you can get a subscription. That's the other thing. You can get a soap subscription, like you can get a razor blade subscription. And if you buy their soap, a few things happen. One, they send, you get some soap to wash your ass. They get some money, that part of it they're going to give to veterans and first responders. And if you use the discount code Black Dragon, which is what we're hoping you use, they will give a percentage to us as well, which helps keeps the show supported. So good on them, good on you, good on us. Yeah, good on them, good on you, good on us. I got several things going on here. So the if you've been to the Dragon's Lair, you know it's a compound surrounded by a big, huge gate. So we've got about a couple acres here, and it's surrounded by a big, huge gate that's about 8 feet tall with concertina wire or whatever. So my neighbor has someone at the gate. So there's a big furniture store next door, and he's got somebody at the gate, and he told him that I would let him in. So he just called me to tell me that there's someone at the gate, but there's no way I can get down to that damn gate and back up here without this chair being empty when the commercial is over. So I had to call him and tell him that. At the same time, the dog, I guess the dog knew they were out there. So that was what was going on with the dog. I don't know how the hell he knew somebody was way the hell up there. So we got a few things going on in the studio, but everybody knows don't mess with me around like the 10 o'clock hour. So he said, yeah, I told him that. I just called him. Yeah, I told him you couldn't come. Why did you call? Okay. Hey, I obviously need a staff. I need a staff. Okay. Anyway, let's move forward. So now I got the dog out there roaming the property. He won't bring his butt back in. Let's see. I can get you comments, dude, but you're going in the wrong direction. The percentage of the internet are defending this young man and are on a crusade to get him home safely to his family. If you took time to read the transcripts, you would respect. Hey, listen, man. Listen. I think I've acknowledged that he was found not guilty. Sarah Beth O'Malley. And I don't disrespect the court. We're Americans here. But what we're looking at, and I disagree, the overwhelming internet of bikers, which this is a biker news channel, the overwhelming internet of them aren't defending the young man at all. Sorry. We're just looking at the past here. We're looking at the public record. This is part of the public record too. 2013 was so nobody's slandering anyone. This is the public record. You know, speak to this. Speak to the public record of intoxication and driving under the influence and flipping the truck. Speak to the record of the fact that the young man should not have been driving at all because he had a DUI. Speak to that record. Shouldn't have been driving at all. Speak to the record of the company that had all of those violations against it. Speak to that record. Nobody picking on anybody. Just a whole bunch of dead body parts strewn all over the road. We've seen that too firsthand. So, well, we got all day too. We got all. You don't think we don't have all day? Anyway, you know, we will let you come on the show. We don't have no problems here. Not afraid of nothing that you're talking about. In 2012, charged with unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle, negligent operation of a motor vehicle, and speeding. All those charges were dismissed. 2013, received a personal driver's license in Massachusetts. June 16, received a violation for operating under the influence of liquor. Served suspensions and attended education classes for this violation, including a youth alcohol program since he was under the age of 21 at the time. 2014, pleaded guilty to driving and drug charges in Macedonia, Ohio. Charged with speeding, possessing drug paraphernalia, giving false information, and driving with a suspended license. Court officials said he pleaded guilty to all charges. After Zhukovskyy was pulled over for speeding, an officer said Zhukovskyy gave him someone else's driver's license and later admitted he lied because his license was suspended at the time. You don't support my narrative, you say? This ain't my narrative. This is his narrative. After he was pulled over for speeding, an officer said he lied. He gave someone else's driver's license and admitted he lied because his license was suspended. At that time, his license was suspended because of the above drunken driving charges in Massachusetts. 2017, Zhukovskyy pleaded guilty to drug possession in Massachusetts. Are we stepping on your angel? August 3rd, Zhukovskyy received his commercial driver's license in Massachusetts. I'm just I'm not understanding how you could get a driver's license with all this other stuff going on. But 2018, he received his commercial driver's license. 2019, he was arrested in Baytown, Texas, and charged with possession of drug paraphernalia.
Even though it was
May 11th, was arrested on an OUI charge. I'm not sure what OUI is. Operating under, I don't know what OUI is. I imagine it's like DUI. Charged in Connecticut. He refused a chemical test, which we all know that since driving is a privilege, if you refuse a chemical test, well, they can't say you were guilty of being intoxicated, but what they automatically do in places like California is remove your driver's license for a year, at least. So he refused a chemical test. So an OUI must have something to do with drugs rather than alcohol. He refused a chemical test, which should have led to the suspension of his driver's license in Massachusetts, officials said. It should have. I guess it didn't. May 29th, Connecticut officials put information about the charge into a state computer system. Not enough information was entered to automatically trigger the suspension that was supposed to happen, said Massachusetts officials, requiring a manual review of his status as a driver in Massachusetts. As of June 23rd, the review had not yet been done. Connecticut officials reviewed their process and believe all information was input correctly. But that's where the system fell through. The system failed. June 3rd, Zhukovskyy was involved in a crash in Baytown, Texas. Officials said he was driving a Mack truck hauling a trailer with cars on an interstate when it flipped on its side after hitting a guardrail.
Not investigates is learning new information about his past. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tom Griffith.
And I'm Jean Mackin. Volodymyr Zhukovskyy is charged with 7 counts of negligent homicide for the deaths of these 7 motorcyclists. We've already told you about his prior arrests in Connecticut and Massachusetts. Now News 9 has confirmed the 23-year-old also has a record in Texas.
Right, police in Baytown, Texas say Zhukovskyy was arrested in February on a misdemeanor charge for possessing drug paraphernalia. And earlier this month, he was involved in a crash, flipping his Mack truck on an interstate while hauling automobiles. Zhukovskyy told police that he overcorrected when another car swerved. He was not cited.
We can see.
it's a false alarm, there's still skepticism in Seabrook.
That's the whole thing. You don't know. You don't know.
We can see that one where they arrested him. Let me see. I think I got to redo this. Boom. Yeah. This is it right here. You can see the one where he was arrested there. Hold on. Let's go look at it. They always do that to me, don't they? Hold on a second here. Let's get back. Whoa. Well, I hate it when they do that. Okay, let's see. Here, there. All right, hold on a second here. We can see this one as soon as they give it to me. All right, here we go.
Police entered the Denny's in Baytown, Texas on February 11th and approached the man reportedly banging on the bar and acting intoxicated.
What's going on, man?
I'm like, I gotta go sleep. Okay?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Here's something weird from that.
It is Volodymyr Zhukovskyy telling police he's just tired.
I hate to go to sleep. You know, like I didn't sleep for like this whole day. I've been working. I'm a truck driver. My truck is parked outside.
Police question if he took any drugs and examine his eyes.
What did you take? I just want to know what you
I
took, man.
didn't take anything, officers. I was working the whole day today.
Then ask permission to search him.
Mind if I check your pockets? Turn our face over for
That's when the officer says he finds a crack pipe
Oh, a crack pipe.
and Zhukovsky is placed in handcuffs.
What are you lied to us for?
Police tell us Zhukovsky was charged with a misdemeanor for possession of the crack pipe and paid a fine. They did not find any drugs on him. Police in the same town describe another encounter with Zhukovsky on June 3rd. Police say he was hauling cars in the same area of I-10 when his truck overturned. He told police he was avoiding a car.
There were no signs of intoxication or anything like that noted in the report, so he wasn't cited.
One employee at the Denny's says she's now outraged over what happened in New Hampshire.
He needs to be charged for each and every count. He needs to be accountable for every brother, sister, mother, wife.
And Zhukovsky did not serve any jail time in Texas, where he was only charged with a misdemeanor. He is now held without bail in New Hampshire with a trial scheduled for the fall.
Okay,
Monica?
so we know that. We know how that turned out. But in case you guys didn't see that, I mean, I don't know. He looked kind of screwed up to me. I don't know. So that was that one. So that's what they were talking about here, where they said he had those other charges in Baytown, Texas, driving a Mack truck, hauling a trailer. That truck flipped over, but he was not cited because they bought his story that that he was swerving from missing a car and overcorrected and flipped that hauler over. June 21st now, driving a 2016 Dodge pickup truck that crashed into a group of motorcyclists on Route 2. Killing 7 and injuring 3 others. So, I mean, I don't know. Get mad at me, but to me, the track record, the path was set for such a thing to happen. The insurer of the trucking company involved in the crash reached a settlement with the estates of all the motorcyclists killed in 2020. The National Safety Board discussed in a sweeping report. The National Transportation Safety Board said that Zhukovsky crossed the center line and caused the accident, most likely because of his impairment from the use of multiple drugs. Now, that's what the National Transportation Safety Board said. Now, as we discussed in another video, his defense argued against that and said that someone else caused the accident. And the judge removed several charges because of the time that he admitted to taking those drugs based on the time when the accident happened. And there was no particular, and as far as the judge was concerned, there was no nexus that you could necessarily draw that he was still intoxicated. In 2021, the New Hampshire court denied his request for bail again. In March 2022, the trial was delayed. In January, it was concluded that the defense secured a suitable expert for the accident reconstruction to testify. This went on and on. And then finally in July, 7 witnesses and members of the associated with the Jarhead Motorcycle Club took the stand and gave graphic and emotional accounts. July 28, first responders were called to the stand. July 29, audio of state police interview with Zhukovsky was played at the trial. August 1st, a forensic examiner tested the blood sample. It went on and on until, of course, we know what finally happened. but looking at the path that led up to it. And so I don't agree that the overwhelming internet has been in support of something like this. That's not what I've been reading. The other thing is, so what's going on now? He was arrested after the trial by immigration, and a lot of folks are saying that this is only happening because it's political. Well, a bunch of Marines were killed. Of course, it's political. We can watch this, and this will give you kind of an update of what's going on.
Is being processed before being taken to Stratford County Jail. Immigration attorney.
Start from the start.
That immigration attorney says likely what is happening now is Volodymyr Zhukovskyy is being processed before being taken to Stratford County Jail, where federal detainees are held. Instead of being released following his acquittal, Volodymyr Zhukovskyy remains in custody. Prior to the accident in Randolph, Zhukovskyy was arrested back on May 11th of 2019 for operating under the influence in Connecticut. Now, in order to hold Zhukovskyy, an attorney who specializes in immigration law says that much like preventative detention in state courts, the feds will have to demonstrate that Zhukovskyy is a threat to the community or a flight risk. Eventually, the feds will have to release him or make their case before an immigration judge. Noting Zhukovskyy's status, the immigration attorney believes it was unusual for the feds to get involved.
I really don't understand why he's being put in this predicament, especially with the fact that he's a permanent resident. And I think that's what's a little bit alarming to me.
Attorney Mesa adds that Zhukovskyy is also a Ukrainian citizen who now enjoys temporary protected status, so he cannot be deported. Zhukovskyy is set to appear in a Connecticut court on September 1st for the OUI case. Live in the studio, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Yeah. Protected status. I can't understand why he's going through this. Poor guy. So because he's a citizen of Ukraine, he was taken into ICE custody at Department of Corrections facility. But, there's nothing really that they can hold him on if they can't prove that he is a danger, which they may be able to prove that he's a danger just looking at all those arrests he had and all those charges he had. Obviously, at one time, this guy had some sort of chemical dependency problem, crack pipe. But what's alarming to me, and I understand that the person that just came on has some feelings for the guy, but what's alarming to me is you go back and you look at that video, and this man says out of his mouth, "I'm a truck driver. I just haven't been
Saw all
to
the
sleep."
fire trucks and police cars going crazy by my house. So, yeah.
It just took over
And
He says, "I'm a truck driver and I haven't had any sleep," he says. And as a truck driver who hasn't had any sleep, I just need to get back to sleep. I just need some rest. I've been up too long. And then they say, "Do you mind if I search you?" And they pull a crack pipe from his pocket. "I'm a truck driver and my truck is parked outside." I can play that video for you again and let you hear him say it. "I'm a truck driver and my truck is parked outside. I just haven't been to sleep. I need to get some rest. Will you mind if we search you?" And he's got a crack pipe on him. Now, they didn't find any drugs on him, but I would assume that the crack pipe had a purpose. This guy that's just been driving, eating somewhere. In the event, this is why people are mad. Okay, to hell with it. This is why I'm mad. We don't have to talk about the internet and the so-called people. This is why I'm disgusted. That's why I did the show. Disgusted me too. So, replying to Jared Madison, Jared, actually, they had a great prosecutor. They just messed up the crash reconstruction site and left a lot of evidence out, setting it up for the defense to cross-examine and pommel their ass. A lot of us are wondering if they did it on purpose. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the Darden does the glove fit moment. But hey, man, these prosecutors are doing the best they can. The problem with prosecutors is they've gotten away for so long with such shoddy work. Now people are looking for forensic evidence. We've been watching the forensic files for 20 years. So, you can get slapped to death these days. People are looking for you to have your facts better in order. Anyway, we see this, and no matter what you say, this man's going to go on, and hopefully he has a productive life. They're going to have to let him out of jail. Obviously, he is a Ukrainian citizen. Ukraine is in a war where Russia's stomping the holy bejesus out of him. And we're not deporting people back to the war zone. So there's, probably no place to send them. And we're not deporting those folks. So he's got a protected status. Plus, he's a permanent resident. He's like anybody else that's found not guilty. You get to, at some point, move on with your life. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be disgusted by this record. And it seems like none of the checks and balances that are in place worked this day. Nothing stopped that horrible accident from occurring. None of the checks and balances that would have taken somebody off the road. Stuff that you just, if you get a DUI and you got a commercial driver's license, that your job is done for at least for a while. Didn't happen. So just thought I would take a chance to look down the road of the path that led us there. That's what I wanted to do today. And we did that. What lesson do we take out of this? Is it possible for anyone to get their demons in control? If you have a sexual addiction, a drug addiction, a gambling addiction, you can be overly addicted to church. Addictions are crazy. They overwhelm us. They consume us. They take over everything. They remove from us our complete thought process. We're not able to think into the future. We're not able to see into the future. Things that some people would see as normal, like, dude, if you keep getting those DUIs, you're going to get in a wreck or something. We're not able to see that. And a lot of times, by the time we do see it, we've destroyed our lives. For 3 years, this man has been in a prison somewhere, in a jail somewhere. whatever he was working on in his life, he ain't got no more. If he had an apartment, he ain't got that no more. If he had a car payment, that car is long gone. Whatever he was working on just took a 3-year hit. And it may be longer than that. How do you get a hold of your addictions? How do you get a hold of your demons? Goose says, as a 20-year safe truck driver, I'm going to tell you that you wouldn't drive anywhere if y'all knew what these cats are up to, driving 80,000-pound death machines. Oh, listen, man, I kind of know. I've been a CBer for 50 years. I've had a CB since I was 9 years old, driving all across the country. Bro, I've talked to truckers my entire life, running on speed, high. Not all truckers or anything like that, but I've talked to a lot of them. Drive, you have to drive that thing to make money, and it's hard to make money in a 12-hour day. I know a lot of truckers driving 18 back in the day, I guess before this computer system that came out. And I know truckers that have beaten the computer system. These cats are driving 18, 20 hours a day to make a living, and they had to be up. Boy, the one of the most incredible places you ever want to be on the CB in the trucker world is I-55 and I-40, where they come together. Well, you hear back in the day, I would hear the most incredible conversations coming to those I-55 and I-40 where they meet. There's this big, huge trucking area of truck stops and fuel stations and the transfer of the roads. There's so much going on. Well, you could hear people selling dope on the CB, selling uppers, downers, lot lizards going from truck to truck. I've seen that with my own 2 eyes. Some of those guys would be like, I've been up for 6 days driving those 80,000-pound rigs. I absolutely have seen it. Talk to these guys on the phone. One of my club brothers had a trucking company. One of his truckers ran over and killed a family. He had to sell every truck he had. It's tough, man. There is a government-approved list of companies a driver with drug test fails and such can work for. Didn't know that. It looks like we got another trucker that says, I've noticed within the last 3 years, COVID era basic road knowledge and safety is just gone. Yeah, they had to have folks to drive them trucks. Peter says, a man without self-controls is like a city without walls. Somebody just jumped on me. It's politically incorrect to call them lot lizards. They are called recreational reptiles. Oh my goodness. I'm just so glad that 90% of my audience has no clue as to what the hell you're talking about. I hope. Recreational reptiles. Oh, lot lizards versus recreational reptiles. Don't ask. Just don't ask. If you cannot control your thoughts, then who or what is him? Okay. There are some companies that will let you run cross country without even having your CDL. Oh my God, that's terrifying. Goose, where might he find that list? You have to fail a random test. I can't believe that. I can't believe that, Goose. Recreational reptiles laugh. I'm dead. I know. Oh, look at the guys who've gone crazy. Somebody just put a recreational reptile up. Oh my goodness! I should have known you guys would go there. They will give you reptile dysfunction. I'm not. I can't with you all today. I'm not. You got my sister on here. Okay. My baby sister's on here. I started this. I did. I brought up the lot lizards. This is my fault. Tom says, rather, Tim Messer says, you have to want to overcome your addiction. Otherwise, you will never overcome it. It was an alcoholic addiction for 8 years. And now I have not touched a drop in 6 years. Feels so good to know I could do it and stay with it. Amen, man. God bless you, bro. Monk says, I tell you, man, only in this country we release foreign criminals and persecute and execute the civilians. I don't think it's only in this country, but it ain't in Russia. Ask Brittany. Poor thing. So anyway, we got to see that long list, and somebody was very upset with me. They said they had all day, but they're gone now. There will always, there'll always be, no matter what you do, there'll always be someone to protect you. But there was a long list, and we try to do an educational channel, and I'm hoping that some of you guys could learn from that. These motorcycles are scary, bro. And I'm so glad that I have survived so long with only a few accidents. But it's scary doing this thing that we love so bad. And then we've got alcohol addicted, drug addicted people out there. And our lives are at stake. Trucking companies need drivers so bad that they're thinking about hiring 18-year-olds straight out of high school. Well, if you can train them correctly, they're probably better than some of these folks we got out there right now. Hi from West Ireland. Hello to West Ireland. I just love Ireland. Great place. I spent a lot of time in Cork, Ireland. And just great times there. Beautiful city. Sits on a river at one side of the city, and the river runs down the middle, and then there's the other side of the city connected by bridges. It is the most gorgeous place you've ever seen. And I love Cork. I love Ireland. Great place. Anyway, that's it, man. That's me for today. That's our hour. I will check you guys out tomorrow. Look for a video from me later today, a walking video where I'm walking through the forest or someplace. I was walking in Little Five Points. That's where I was, down in the where you have all the graffiti on the buildings and everything. I wanted to look tough for that video. Talking about in that video some of these channels, these so-called MC protocol channels, which I love them all, but how you can't let those folks and me dictate for you what pride is in your MC. You can't let us dictate that for you. Pride in your MC is what you believe pride is, not what someone else says pride is. For instance, if you want to turn your vest around and put it on backwards to take a picture, whose effing business is that other than your own and your club brothers? Don't let anybody tell you, oh, that's MC effery. And hey, man, how I celebrate over here is my business. You celebrate how you celebrate. I'm sick of all these pontificators trying to tell you what to do, especially behind hidden names. One thing about me, my name is up forward. You know my name. You know my real name. You know my government name. You know where I'm located. You know the name of my club. You can walk up to any of my club brothers and say, is this guy real? Someone might say, I can't stand that MF. But they can all tell you, oh, yeah, he's real. He's in the club. He has some colors. Yeah. But they can vouch for me. Stop listening to these vouchless people on these fake screen names. Vouch. Who are you? How many years you got in the club? What's the name of your MC? What did you do? Were you an officer or are you just running your mouth? You're in your motorcycle club for you and your club brothers. No one else. No one runs your MC but you and your club brothers. No one dictates how you celebrate. If they don't like it, go hang out in your own club. Stop buying all this malarkey. But we'll talk about that in the video. All right, that's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comments section below. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. We could absolutely use that. Black Dragon Biker TV can be found on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, as well as Twitch. Watch out for Big Bone's new podcast, The Big Bone Yard. Make sure to go check him out on YouTube. Order my books, Prospects Bible, Public Relations Officer's Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership, and the Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, all available on Amazon and Kindle. And now the Prospects Bible is available on Audible. Yeah. So the Audible copies are selling like crazy. Nobody won the book from yesterday. No one won the book from yesterday, so we will still use. Yeah, I'm checking it out now. No one won the book from yesterday, so we'll run a different question. So you can win a free audio book from me, the Prospects Bible. So we'll run a new question today, and today's new question will be, in what year did the AMA coin the phrase 1%er? And under what circumstance? See if you get that right. Yeah. Hit me up with that. And you'll win a free Prospects Bible audiobook. Listen, you can get the Prospects Bible audiobook. The links are in the description below. If you use those links to go get the book, of course, we will get a little extra money. So use our links. Our podcast, daily podcast, is the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos, wherever you get your podcast. We also have a Discord. Join us in the Discord link below. We absolutely would appreciate that. If you need some help in your motorcycle club, whatever the case may be, I get a lot of things like, Black Dragon, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you, Black Dragon. I got to talk to you. This is how you talk to me. You go to clarity.fm/black-dragon, clarity.fm/black-dragon, and you set up an appointment on my consultation app, and then we can talk by phone for as long as you want. But I absolutely don't have the time to sit up and talk on the phone for free for hours on end. I just don't have that kind of time. So clarity.fm/black-dragon. If you got to talk to me about a pressing biker club issue, that's how we talk. All right. So don't get mad at me if you get a hold of me. I really need to talk to you. And I send you to my consultation app. I'm not being a jerk. Just, who's got time to sit up and talk on the phone all day? You couldn't get anything done. So this is how we talk. Clarity.fm/black-dragon. All righty then. If you need to send me an email, blackdragon@blacksabbathmc.com. If you need to call me here in the studio, 404-692-0336, 404-692-0336. That's here in the studio. All right. That's it. I'm out. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
Frost, don't be trying to ruin my questions, Frost. I see you, man. I see you. These guys.